person, Mike Acey. Tommy Morrison, a guy who stepped away from the sport for a little bit of time to make a movie. We'll talk to you more about that. But when he's in the ring, he is all business.
Tommy Morrison will be scrutinized by movie critics in the next few weeks for his work in Rocky V, but boxing critics have been reviewing his work for 2 years, and they have little room to complain. Rick Ennis was one of his 19 KO victims in 23 fights. Harry Terrell went early. He was sent down first with a left, and then it was a Morrison right hand that did the damage. This 21-year-old has already developed a full arsenal of punches. After a long layoff to film Rocky, he's had 2 fights, including this win over Big John Morton. Tommy wore him down, and then he ended things in the 5th. Now at 23-0, he feels he's ready to make a move in the heavyweight division, and the script is his to write.
So Tommy Morrison and Mike Acey, let's meet him officially with Michael Buffer. Mike?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we stay in the heavyweight division. This bout is scheduled for 6 rounds. The referee for this contest is Toby Gibson. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the gold trunks with white trim. He weighs an even 219 pounds from Douglasville, Pennsylvania. His professional record, 12 victories, 12 KOs against 5 defeats and 1 draw. Introducing Mike Acey. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with stars and bars trim. He weighs an even 223 pounds, fighting out of Kansas City. Undefeated as a professional with 23 consecutive victories, 19 by KO. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy the Duke Morrison.
Hey, John, you're the chief second? Okay, you guys are responsible for your corner's actions. I gave both of you your instructions in the dressing room. I want to reiterate 3 things. I want no hitting while the man's down, no hitting on the break, no intentional hitting after the bell. Give me a good, clean fight inside. Good luck to both of you.
So look at Tommy Morrison, and Morrison, I'm sure, will take Mike Acey very seriously. And Mike Acey, if he's not taking Tommy Morrison very seriously, might want to consider it. I don't often say this, but in this particular case, I don't think I'd go too far with that robe.
No. Yeah, it could be back again. Mike Acey, you know, unable to really train like he wanted for this fight. Took it on about 2 weeks' notice. Maybe only had a week and a half to train anyway. I think it's obvious he's not in tip-top condition.
Knockout ratio of these two, and Acey in 18 fights, knocking out 2 out of every 3 opponents. There's a left hand by Morrison. Drove Acey backward.
And if, for those of you that have seen Tommy Morrison fight in the ESPN, he has a wicked left hook. And he's a good body puncher. You see him doing that. He is scheduled to fight James Quick Tillis on January 11th, and a card we were talking about. So this is literally a tune-up for him, and they didn't exactly give him a world-class contender.
I know. Nice guy, Mike Acey, but overmatched.
Yeah, we'll see.
Down to one knee from a right hand.
5, 6, 7. Hey,
And a long way to go in this round.
Do not go get a snap. Or you should, whichever.
That's true. Well, Acey will go out fighting anyway.
Well, Mike Acey's throwing lots of punches. He's not laying down. He's landing. Oh, that should be it.
That was a left hand.
There is a 3 knockdown rule.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Cut along the one side of the right eye of Morrison, actually. I think it's a cut.
One more and it's over, and I'd be, if I was a betting man, I'd say yes. There it goes.
So much for that. Target practice.
Stay up here. That's all right.
For Tommy Morrison. Well, the only real question, remember he did cut that one time, and there is a little bit of red. I'm not sure again if that's a cut or doesn't appear to be now that I look at it a little bit closer, but one scare card for Tommy Morrison.
Well, obviously not too much of a chance. You've seen him before here in ESPN, and some early knockouts, but also some fights that went a little bit longer. The one thing, it's such a short fight, but the one thing you can say, and it's been happening, was happening before the layoff to Rocky and happened in his last fight, Tommy Morrison has shortened up his punches again and is throwing good short punches. Let's take a look at it. There's a nice, good right hand. It's the first knockdown. Wasn't thrown as a looping right hand. It was over a lazy jab. We'll see the second knockdown. This, I believe, is a left hook. Let's just see, nice, compact, short left hook. Kind of an arm punch, but still very powerful, and certainly enough to send Mike Acey down.
Morrison threw 15 punches, landed 10, and had 3 knockdowns.
No, that's fair.
It's not bad.
Good. Pretty good. It's kind of like getting in a World Series and being 8 for 10 with a couple of homers. Huh?
Yes, exactly. Officially now with Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Toby Gibson, following the rules of the 3 knockdown rule, stops the bout at 1 minute. 35 seconds of the very first round. The winner by TKO. He's now 24-0 with 20 KOs. Tommy the Duke Morrison.
So Tommy Morrison is, to say an easy winner would probably be to make a great understatement. Morrison, 3 knockdowns, and see you later. We'll talk to him in a moment. The Duke to answer the musical question, can Al Bernstein stay in the ring with Tommy Morrison longer than Mike Acey? Here's Al.
Well, I hope so, Barry. I was going to ask Tommy if he was ever hurt in that fight, but I think we can do away with that question. He didn't land a punch on you. I think he landed 10 out of 15 punches, 3 knockdowns. Not a bad work. Obviously, very much a tune-up fight for James Quick Tillis. Did this help you? Even training for it?
Well, I think, in the gym we've been working on the right hand. As you move up in competition, you certainly have to depend on other parts of your arsenal other than the left hook, which a lot of people single me out because of that punch. And I think I proved that, I do have a good right hand. I'll be the first to admit that, we need a lot of work in a lot of different areas. But I think we came up with something positive tonight.
Speaking of the right hand, I think that's what we're going to get a chance to look at. The first knockdown, and that was a kind of a pretty straight right hand.
Yeah, I think so. We're trying to, get our hips more into the action. A lot of people, especially heavyweights, tend to, do a lot of arm punching. We're trying to set down our punches a little more and try to add to our arsenal, as I mentioned.
And that left hook you talked about, there it is. It's one of the big punches you have. As we continue to look at this and the third knockdown, you got to be pretty excited not only about your fight coming up with James Quick Tillis, but also, of course, the opening of Rocky next week.
That's something that we're all excited about. It did cost us about 6 months of layoff, but because I'm a young guy and because I'm not 27 or 28, it allowed us, I don't think it hurt us. Certainly didn't catapult us forward, but it certainly didn't set us back any. And coming off the hand injuries, everything seems to be going well. I'm looking forward to the January 11th fight with Quick Tillis.
All right, a quick comment by Bill Caton, your manager. Bill, Tommy moves on to do the Rocky movie, but January 11th, a very important date for him, the Tillis fight.
It's a very tough opponent. James Quick Tillis has gotten into shape. He's been working very hard, so it's going to be a very interesting fight for Tommy.
All right. Congratulations.
What I like best about tonight is that all of Tommy's punches were with bad intentions and very accurate.
They certainly were. Congratulations, Tom. Good win. All right, so Bill Caton's right. They were thrown with bad intentions. They were also thrown in a very short fashion as well. We'll be back with more.
Barry Tompkins with Al Bernstein.